Hey gang, Professor Feeser here, and in today's video, we're talking about the Python help function. The Python help function is available as part of the Python standard library, and its intended use is going to be down at the command line when you launch a Python interactive session specifically. There's not going to be anything to commit in this video. It's mostly watch and appreciate that this exists, that you can reach out for this if you did get stuck. There's also nothing we're going to reveal using this technique that we can't find on the Python documentation pages. So I think it's appropriate for any ability level, but if you did find yourself getting a little stuck, this is a video in a series on Python. Go back to the beginning and work your way back up to this video. I promise we'll still be here. All right, gang, let's open a CodeSpace inside of GitHub, and you can just watch if you'd like. Follow along, watch. The technique I'm going to show you is, again, mostly something you just come to appreciate that you can do. If you ever get in a screen like this in Visual Studio where you go, how do I open a terminal? Maybe you close something you didn't intend to. Over here on the left, those three lines, you can go to Terminal, New Terminal, and that brings that back. If you hit that trash can, that clears the screen out. It terminates that terminal space, but it's easy to open a new one, just like that. All right, we're going to type the word Python, and we're going to go into a Python interactive session. And we all know about print. I can print hello. Maybe I wanted to know how print behaved. I mean, there's a lot of additional functionality that the print function has. Well, there's a function called help that'll let you do that. So you run help on print. Now, what you don't do is run help on open close parentheses like that. If you think about the order of operations here, what you're saying is execute, that's what those parentheses mean, execute print, which we just saw would return an empty string, and then get help on an empty string. That's not what we want. So help is set up to understand when it receives a name, I'm going to search for this name and look for documentation associated with it. All right, so there's the documentation on the print function. And this is almost, dare I say, better than the online documentation because there's no doubt the help documentation we're receiving back here is from the version of Python that we're coding with. Here the print function is telling us, or the help for the print function is telling us, star args. That means a variable number. It's saying I don't know how many, 0 to an indefinite number, will be passed in. The separator, so these arguments you're passing in that are going to be separated by commas, when we display them back, they're going to be separated by a space. The end of the line will be a /n. We're not targeting a file, we're targeting standard out by default. And flush is going to be set to false. So if I say print now, actually let's say A equals 5, let's say B equals hello, let's say C equals cupcake, cupcake. We could say print A, comma, B, comma, C. And there's the separator is a space. We could change that, though, by passing in separator is now a bunch of stars. And it says 5 stars, hello, stars, cupcake. Let's look next at, we looked at dir. We'll run help on dir. Again, no open close parentheses on dir. It's saying show the attributes of the object. Show the names inside of the object. You press Q in order to get out of here. You can run help on class names. So for example, str is the name of a class. So here's the class definition for str is string. This is everything a string can do. And these are the definitions for if we ran dir on str, we'd see these names as well: capitalize, case fold, center, count. What's nice about this is it's telling us everything about it as well as how to use it. We also saw things like list. There's the list class. Remember, we've been learning about, say, append. Append object to the end of the list. When you look at this definition, it can be a little confusing at first. You see self, comma, object, comma, slash. When we get into class definitions, this will make more sense. But for right now, the object is what we are adding to the list. The self is the object we're operating on. It's a discussion for another time. We can appreciate more append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop. If I hop out here and do a dir on list, you'll see those same names, right? Append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, so on and so forth. So this is a neat mechanism. Help on dict is the dictionary class. There's everything about a dictionary and how to use it. It also works on, remember we were creating files and working with files. We could say something like with open myfile.txt in write mode as F. 1, 2, 3. Let's run help on F. And there we're actually being told, oh, this file object you're looking at is actually coming from the TextIOWrapper class. And then if we scroll down again, there's things like read or read line, some of the methods that we've started to study already associated with files. All right, gang, so there's not too much else to say about the help function, other than maybe you type exit to get out of the Python terminal. You can hit the trash can to kill that terminal if you want to. There's nothing to commit, so we can close that tab. Find yourself back at your GitHub repo. Well, gang, if I had to choose a word to describe what we just saw, I would have to choose helpful. Imagine that, the help function being super helpful. It is nice not having to chase down the online documentation constantly. Additionally, when we're in Visual Studio and you have these pop-ups pop up when you're coding, those are pulled from that same documentation. Gang, if you learned something in this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe so I can see you on the next episode of Code with Feeser.